All right, so get this. We're diving into RoleCatcher today. It's this whole AI thing for like the job hunt, and honestly, it looks kind of wild. They've got everything in here. AI checking your CV, a massive database of career stuff. Like, are they trying to be the only a la place people go for their career?
It's really interesting how they're tackling this whole like AI screening thing. A lot of companies are using it now, right?
Yeah.
But RoleCatcher's like, okay, let's use that to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
They help you understand those systems, how to beat them at their own game.
Okay, let's say networking freaks me out. Does RoleCatcher do anything besides just giving me a list of names?
So that's where their network management tool comes in. It's not just names on a screen. It's like, imagine a Kanban board, with columns for different stages to contact, contacted, follow up, all that. It's like having a personal assistant for your network, basically. Helps you prioritize who to reach out to, keeps you on track. You can even link contacts to specific jobs you're applying for.
So it's actually making you do something, not just letting you sit on a list. That's cool. But let's be real, everyone's worried about those applicant tracking systems, the ATS things. How's RoleCatcher tackling that?
They've designed their AI to really dissect those job descriptions.
Mm.
It's like instead of you trying to figure out what the computer wants, their AI translates it for you. Highlight the important stuff, the skills that'll make you stand out.
Like a secret code for the job market. Now that's smart. Speaking of smart, how about interview prep? 120,000 practice questions. Is that even useful or just like information overload?
It's actually really smart how they've done it. It's not just random questions. They're organized by career, by skill set. So you can focus on what's actually relevant for you.
Mm.
Going for a tech job, coding questions,
Mm.
marketing, brand storytelling, all that.
So it's not just memorizing, it's understanding the way of thinking for that job. Makes sense. But
Yeah.
what about this AI video analysis thing? How does that even work? And is it as amazing as it sounds?
It's pretty cool, actually. You record yourself answering their questions, like a real interview. Then their AI looks at everything, not just what you say, but how you say it. Body language, tone, even your facial expressions.
Like having a robot judge staring at you. I can see how that would be helpful, especially for people who get nervous.
Yeah, and the feedback's meant to be useful, not harsh. It might tell you where you seem confident, where your enthusiasm comes through, or even how to pace yourself better, speak more clearly.
So it's more like constructive criticism then. That's really cool. But is all that AI stuff really necessary for everyone? Can I just practice with a friend?
You definitely could. I think it depends on how comfortable you are with tech, really.
Yeah.
Some people might find it weird, the AI watching them. Others might love the feedback.
Whatever works for you, right? But I gotta say, the more we talk about this role catcher thing, the more interesting it gets.
I think what's really cool is how much they focus on making it yours. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. They get that everyone's career is different.
Okay, so we've talked about networking, AI, fighting AI, even interview practice. But how about the basics? Finding a job in the first place. What makes RoleCatcher different from all the other job boards out there?
Well, first of all, they say they have 9 million employers in their system. That's a lot of jobs. But it's not just about how many, it's about how good the matches are.
So they're not just throwing any random job at me.
Exactly. Their AI is supposed to get to know you,
Mhm.
skills, experience, what you want in a job, and then they go a step further with this RoleCatcher Capture plugin.
Oh, yeah. That thing. Tell me more about that because it sounded super handy.
Imagine this. You're on some job website, you see something interesting. Instead of typing everything out again for RoleCatcher, you just hit a button, Capture, and their AI grabs all the important info, title, company, location, all that.
Saves so much time. Now you can actually focus on writing a good application, not copying and pasting. That's actually really useful. It's like they get the job hunting is already a pain. So they're trying to make it less of a headache.
Totally. And that kind of leads into the next thing. They don't just have jobs, they have like a ton of resources too.
Yeah.
Career guides, online stuff. Did we mention they have like 3,000 career guides alone, plus like 14,000 other resources online?
Okay, that's a lot. How am I supposed to make sense of all that? It's like information overload.
That's where their organization comes in. They've got these cool features like career path exploration. It helps you see different paths based on what you're good at, what you like.
So instead of feeling lost, you can kind of map things out. That's really helpful, especially if you're thinking about switching careers or just starting out and you're like, where do I even begin?
Exactly. Plus, they've got a ton of courses and workshops, so you can keep learning new things, tech stuff, soft skills, all that.
It's like they're saying, don't just settle, keep growing, which in this job market is probably a good idea. But let's talk about the cost. There is a free version, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can use the job board, look at some of the resources, make a basic profile. It's a good way to try it out, see if you like it.
Okay, so what's the catch? What do you get if you pay for, what was it called? RoleCatcher Copilot.
That's where you get all the bells and whistles,
Yeah.
the really smart AI stuff. Personalized job matches, the AI checking your CV and cover letter, the fancy network manager with the Kanban board thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and of course, all the in-depth interview prep with the AI analysis we talked about.
So basically, it's like having a career coach in your pocket. But they were comparing themselves to ChatGPT, weren't they? That's interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's a smart comparison. Everyone's talking about ChatGPT, right? But RoleCatcher is saying, hey, we're doing that, but specifically for your career. It's more focused.
So instead of using a bunch of different tools, RoleCatcher wants to be your one-stop shop,
Hmm?
which honestly is kind of appealing these days when everything's so busy. But I do wonder, with all this AI, are we losing that human touch in the job search?
It's a good question. It's something to think about, for sure. But even though RoleCatcher is all about AI, they still emphasize the importance of networking, of actually talking to people.
So they're not trying to replace humans altogether.
Not at all. They're just giving you tools to make those connections stronger, more effective.
That's good to hear. Because at the end of the day, it's still people making the hiring decisions, right? And people are influenced by more than just your skills on paper.
Exactly. They're looking at your personality, if you'd be a good fit for the team, even if your values align with the company. And that's not something AI can really figure out, at least not yet.
It's about finding that balance, right? Using the power of AI, but not forgetting about the human element.
Exactly. And I think that's a really important takeaway here. RoleCatcher isn't just about automation. It's about giving people the tools to navigate this crazy job market and to do it confidently.
Okay, so we've talked about their AI, their massive amount of resources, how they personalize things to make it easier. But what about the downsides? Are there any red flags we should be aware of?
One thing that comes to mind is bias. AI is only as good as the data it learns from, right? So if that data has biases built in, the AI might pick up on them.
So, for example, if they trained their AI on data that mostly showed men getting hired in a certain field, the AI might unfairly favor men.
Exactly. That's something RoleCatcher and anyone making AI for hiring needs to be super careful about. Being transparent is important. People need to know how these algorithms work.
So it's not just about using AI, it's about using it responsibly. We have to ask these tough questions to make sure AI is a good thing for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
AI should help everyone find a job, no matter who they are, where they're from. We have to be careful and stay on top of these issues.
And I think that brings up another point. With all this talk about AI, it's easy to think we don't have to try as hard anymore. Like the AI will do it all.
Oh, that's a dangerous way to think. AI can help, but it can't replace us completely. We still have to put in the work.
So no slacking off just because there's AI now.
Exactly. Learn new skills, build your network, show employers why you're awesome. AI is a tool, but you're the one using it.
It's like a partnership, right? Humans and AI, each doing what they do best.
Exactly. It's about working together, using both human creativity and AI's power to create jobs that are better for everyone. And that makes me wonder.
So as AI gets even smarter, do you think it'll mostly help people get the jobs that are already out there? Or could it actually lead to, like, totally new kinds of jobs we haven't even thought of yet?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's like trying to see the future, right? But think about it. The internet created a ton of jobs that didn't exist before. So it's not crazy to think AI could do the same.
Yeah. It's like opening a door and having no idea what's on the other side. Exciting, but kind of scary too, right?
For sure. And that's where something like RoleCatcher could be super important. As AI changes the job market, we need to be ready. We need the right info, the right tools, and we need to be able to adapt quickly.
It's not just about finding a job NOW, it's about being prepared for whatever comes next T.
Exactly. You got to keep learning, keep growing. What's valuable today might not be enough tomorrow.
That's a good point. Well, I think that's a perfect place to wrap things up. In a world that's changing so fast, being able to learn and adapt is more important than ever, right?
Absolutely. The future of work is a journey, and RoleCatcher could be a pretty good roadmap.
Well said. So that's it for our deep dive into RoleCatcher. We looked at the good, the bad, and the future of AI in the job market. Remember, you're in control of your own career. Use the tools out there, never stop learning, and don't be afraid to chase those big dreams.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. See you on the next deep dive.